What's up, guys? Team Chilean Raw Doggers here, and first thing before I get this video started, apologies to Danny and Aaron Smith. The video that I was originally going to edit would have taken me about 3 hours to edit, but instead of doing that, I'm going to do this, and then I'll have a discussion video afterwards, but this is just kind of showing the list. For the most part, I'll talk about a few things, but as for those of you who are here to view the list, we're going to go ahead and go through the list before I talk about anything. Okay, we have all the babies banned. All the babies have been put on the list. Stratos is banned. Shockmaster is banned. Car Destruction is banned. Gateway of the Six is banned. Heavy Storm is banned. Monster Reborn. Pot of Avarice. Spellbook of Judgment. Super Rejuvenation, Solemn Judgment, and Ultimate Offering. They're all banned. Alright, so as for the ban cards, the Baby Dragon's obvious, the deck is busted. Baby Dragon should have never been made. Stratos, you'll see further down the line why there is reasoning behind the Stratos ban. Or what the reasoning is behind the Stratos ban, per se. Shockmaster ban. I was talking to Aaron about it. He made a good point where first turn plays are being hit now, because first turn plays really do, like, being able to just go first used to win you the game, like, for the past 3 formats, and it's about time that changes. So Shockmaster is banned. Card Destruction, it should be obvious, the card's busted. The card does so much. It's about time it gets banned. Especially with the, it was really retarded in Dragons. It won Worlds, pretty much, but the thing about Card Destruction is it's not just Dragons. It's Dark Worlds, and it's the ability to just pitch your entire hand and start over again. And it's not like Magical Mallet. Your hand goes to the grave instead, and then you can then use it from the grave depending on what deck you're playing. I mean, just the card's really dumb. It's really broke. Gateway of the Six. Really busted card. 6 Sams are not going to be that competitive now, because they're not going to be able to open a Gateway. But, I mean, they're going to have to play Sam's Gateway, and, this kind of sucks. So, and there's also a 6 Samurai loop you can do with Gateway, and so that probably... They were probably solving that, taking out any kind of... Excuse me, it's kind of early here. Excuse me. But taking out any kind of OTKs or anything like that, anything really dumb. Heavy Storm is now banned. You can set cards now. You don't have to worry about your opponent heavy storming you and then killing you. That was a really big issue. You had to keep traps in your hand, and it caused a lot of just really... like your opponent was able to just do stuff because you had to fear Heavy Storm. Monster Reborn's banned. That is good. Monster Reborn is a card that just allowed you to just make pushes and stupid plays. It needed to be banned. Painful Choice. I'm going cross-eyed, apparently I can't read. Pot of Avarice. Okay, Painful Choice is already on this. Pot of Avarice is now banned. The thing about Pot of Avarice being banned is the card's broke, it's a Pot of Greed, and it recycles your graveyard, allows you to reuse your resources, and with the Boojins coming out, they have an Ixie that can mill the top 5 cards of this deck upon being summoned, so Avarice needed to be punched in the face. So, Spellbook of Judgment's banned. It's obvious enough, being able to go +10 and then special summon a Jowgen or a Kaiku and completely shut down your opponent's plays, it's kind of bullshit. So, Super Rejuvenation, banned. Other than the OCG list, this is way different from the OCG list. Sorry about hitting the mic there. This list is completely different than the OCG list. Super Rejuvenation, banned, needed to happen. I mean, the card just allowed for so many pluses. And, I mean, in Exodia Draw, in Dragoonities, in E-Dragons, there's a lot of decks and Blue Eyes decks coming out. I mean, this is just, the card needed to be hit. Solemn Judgment. Being able to negate any single card. It's pretty crazy. So, Judgment is now banned. Ultimate Offering. Banned. Ultimate Offering was an issue because it allows you to go just big play after play after play after play after play, because you can just keep normal summoning, depending on what deck you're running. But the thing about Ultimate Offering is it just, I don't know exactly why it's banned at this point. Limited was fine. It did allow gadgets to kind of go off, but I don't know, we will see. For the limited list, we got Dragoons. Thank God. Sick of Mermails. The deck, I don't want to ever see it played again. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Spirit. This will be discussed later if I discuss with Danny and Aaron, but Spirit is limited now instead of Rooster. Rooster is not on this list. Deep Sea Diva. Thank God. This card is retarded as hell. I don't like it, and I hated it. Like, even when I played Mermails, every time I played this card, I felt like I was cheating. Deep Sea Diva is just a really stupid card. And Birdman. Birdman is now limited, so that'll slow down the OTK with all that Miss Valley shenanigans. Oh yeah, to add to it, the Diva, Trishula is still forbidden. If you bought a Trish, your life sucks. Okay, with that taken care of. Rescue Rabbit, limited. This is to slow down Evil Swarms and any other deck that might use Rabbit, because Rabbit is the card that can be utilized in a lot of decks. So Evil Swarm are going to be without a Rabbit. That's literally the only thing that's happened to Evil Swarm. Thunder King Ryo. Thunder King, I don't know why they continue to hit this card. I mean, I understand what their reasoning is behind it, but I don't... Like, I know what their reasoning is, but I don't know why they want to do that. I don't know why they're trying to hit all these side cards, and, like, they're just... Like, you'll see further down the list, you can probably see one right now, but they're hitting side cards, and they're hitting cards that stop your opponent from doing things, which I don't know why Thunder King is still getting pushed further closer to banned. I don't think it ever will be. Watch me eat my words in about 4 months. But Evigashiki Mind August. I don't know how to pronounce this, sorry. This thing, what it does is you can shuffle 5 cards from your opponent's graveyard back into the deck. There's a lot of decks that are being revolved around graveyards, and there's a lot of cards that affect the graveyard that are being banned and hit. I suppose this is to help the decks that are coming out, because everything's going to be really graveyard heavy. Dulorans limited. God forbid somebody make 2 Dulorans. God forbid somebody run 2 Dulorans. Nobody ever ran 2 in Mermails anyway. I don't see why this card is limited. M7 is limited. That makes literally 0 sense to me as well. Even in Constellars. I mean, holy crap, I only ran 1 M7. Like, I don't see why some of these are on here. Like, I'm not gonna oppose them, because I love this list, but I mean, some of the decisions on this list are kind of weird. Like, I don't really understand it. Dimensional Fissure, limited. You know, hitting side cards that affect the grave. Gold Sark's limited. The card needed to be limited. It was a freaking search for any card in your deck. Like, it's stupid. Royal Tribute, limited. I don't see... I suppose since all this graveyard shenanigans, that people might be trying to play Gravekeepers, and so they're going to try and balance Gravekeepers a little bit more, since they're going to have an advantage. But we will have to see. But yeah, so so Royal Tribute, limited. Bottomless, Compulse, they're both limited. Torrential Tribute, I'm going to get all 3 of these out of the way. Bottomless, Compulse, Torrential Tribute. These are limited now. They're trying to make us play a more diverse trap lineup, because every single person played the same generic traps, and it'd be interesting to see someone play something out of the ordinary. Though now, probably what's going to happen is people are going to turn around and play Mirror Forces and Venus Chains and Breakthroughs. I don't think there's going to be a lot more diverse trap lineup. I just don't think it's going to happen. Unless you were to ban those 3, excuse me, I don't think it's going to happen. Eradicator. It's a really retarded first turn play. And they're hitting the stuff that stops spellbooks, because spellbooks lost their judgment, but they're still going to try and be a deck. Macrocosmos. It affects the grave. They hit that. And Soul Drain affects the grave. They hit that. Really weird. Soul Drain and Macrocosmos. I suppose it's the new archetypes. Now semi-limited. Mizuki and Plague Spreader. Zombies, anyone? Vampires are coming out. They're trying to give them some more support. So, Mizuki, Plague Spreader. TG Striker. That needed to happen. TG Striker wasn't hurting anyone. He never did anything wrong. The deck was really stupid when it was able to just go off, but the thing about it is the deck has not been able to do that for a long time. So, TG Striker is perfectly okay going to 2. Tinky going to 2 needs to happen. There's a lot of decks that revolve around Tinky. Bujin, Constellars, Fire Fist, GBs. I can't think of anything else right off the top of my head, but anything that uses a Beast Warrior can use Tinky. Wind-ups even. They didn't actually do the whole Magician Shark flip on us, but, you know. So, Tinky. Dimensional Prison. Dimensional Prison being, semi-limited. This is interesting. I guess to also help with a more diverse trap lineup, but they have to leave Dimensional Prison at 2. They can't put it at 1 because there's a card called Garunix, and it is really dumb. Mirror Force is still at 2 as well, though. But Dimensional Prison, it's a good card and it's kind of needed, but I do agree that they should semi-limit it, because then everybody was going to result to running 3 with all these other traps being hit. The cards that came off the list. Malicious. Whew! Yes! Finally! Malicious is back. I enjoy the card. On top of that, Earth. Earth is back to 3. I don't think it's going to really affect agents that much, make them slightly more consistent. I don't think agents are going to change any, to be perfectly honest. Tsukuyomi. Finally off the list again. Tsukuyomi is nothing but a side card, and that is to counter Evil Sworns. A Hero Lives. A Hero Lives is off the list, which could be why Stratos is banned. Black Whirlwind off the list. Was limited. Emergency Call. Excuse me, my speech is really slurred today. Another reason why Stratos may be off the list. They took Stratos off because of Malicious, A Hero Lives, and E-Call. But the balance, they took him off the list because of those, but I think they put him on the ban list because of those, but I think having the E-Call and the Hero Lives balances it a little bit more. So you can't Hero Lives for Stratos and get a search now. You have to actually use the card the way it was intended to be used. Other than that. But Black Whirlwind, Blackwing still are probably not going to do much unless you open Shuro with 3 Black Whirlwind, then you're just a damn cheater. Hieratic Scylla Convocation. Hieratics are not going to be able to do much because of Evil Sworns, because there's going to be a lot of Evil Sworn players. But, I don't see why it was semi-limited in the first place. The deck was kind of dumb, but they hit Red Eyes. The deck never really took off like it should have. Pot of Duality, finally off the list. The card's not as busted as people say it is.